G'day, folks. Let's talk electric cars. They're supposed to be the future, right? Clean energy, sleek designs, all that good stuff. But what if I told you that some of these cars are listening in on your conversations? That's the shocking reality hitting Australia right now, and it's got everyone charged up. It turns out that some popular Chinese-made electric cars, specifically those from BYD, might be sending data back to the motherland. This isn't just about your taste in music or your questionable karaoke skills. We're talking about private conversations, locations, maybe even your secret recipe for kangaroo burgers. Australians are understandably freaking out. These cars are selling like hotcakes down under, and now people are wondering if they've invited a spy into their garages. So, how is this even possible? Well, it all comes down to the car's SIM card. You know, that tiny little chip that connects your phone to the world? Yeah, these cars have them too. They're supposed to be there for things like GPS navigation and emergency calls. But some tech experts are saying that these SIM cards could be sending out way more information than they should. Think of it like this. You invite a friend over to watch the footy, and they secretly live stream the whole thing to their followers. Not cool, right? We're talking about your location being tracked, your conversations being recorded. Basically, Big Brother on wheels. And the worst part? Most people have no idea it's even happening. It's like finding out your kangaroo plush toy is actually a highly trained government surveillance device. It's one thing to talk about this in theory, but the real kicker is that everyday Australians are experiencing this breach of privacy firsthand. It's not just a distant concept or a hypothetical scenario. It's happening right here, right now, in our own backyards. Take John from Melbourne, for example. He bought a BYD electric car last year, thinking he was making a responsible choice for the environment. He was excited about the new technology and the positive impact it would have on reducing his carbon footprint. Now, John's no conspiracy theorist, but he started noticing some strange things. His car's navigation system seemed to know where he was going before he even typed it in. It was as if the car had a mind of its own, predicting his every move. And then there were the targeted ads on his phone, for didgeridoo lessons of all things. He couldn't understand how these ads were so eerily specific to his recent thoughts and conversations. He hadn't even told his pet kookaburra about that. It was baffling and unsettling. John's not alone. There's a whole online community of BYD owners comparing notes and sharing similar stories. They're all experiencing the same invasive phenomena, and it's creating a sense of unease among them. They're feeling betrayed, violated, and frankly, a little bit scared. The trust they placed in their vehicles and technology is now in question. Imagine thinking you're having a private conversation in your own car, only to find out that someone, somewhere, might be listening in. The very thought is enough to send chills down your spine. It's enough to make you want to stick to riding kangaroos. At least with them, you know there's no hidden technology tracking your every move. Now, you'd think that with all this fuss, BYD would be scrambling to reassure their customers. They did release a statement, but let's just say it wasn't exactly the apology tour. They basically said, don't worry, we'd never do anything to compromise your privacy. But also, we're allowed to collect some data. It's in the terms and conditions. You know, those things nobody reads? Yeah, that's their defense. Here's the thing. Even if they are technically within their rights to collect some data, the lack of transparency is a major red flag. People deserve to know what information is being collected, how it's being used, and where it's being sent. It's about trust, and right now, BYD's trust battery is running dangerously low. Section 5. Telstra's take caught in the crossfire. It's not just BYD in the hot seat. The ripple effects are being felt far and wide. Telstra, Australia's largest telecommunications company, is also feeling the heat. Their involvement is under scrutiny. See, they provide the SIM cards for these BYD cars. These SIM cards are crucial for the car's connectivity and data transmission. So naturally, people are asking, did Telstra know about this? Were they aware of any potential issues? Were they in on it? Did they have any prior knowledge or involvement in the controversy? Telstra's response? A big, fat no comment. This silence is speaking volumes, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly reassuring. Look, I get it. The situation is complex and sensitive. Telstra's in a tough spot. They are balancing on a tightrope, trying to maintain their reputation. They don't want to throw BYD under the bus, but they also don't want to be seen as complicit in this whole mess. It's a delicate balance. But they also don't want to be seen as complicit in this whole mess. They need to navigate this carefully. But at the end of the day, they need to be transparent with their customers. Transparency is key in maintaining trust. People need to know if their data is safe. They deserve to know the truth about their personal information, and if Telstra is doing everything they can to protect it. Customers need assurance that their data is in safe hands, because right now, it feels like they're caught between a rock and a hard place, struggling to find a way out. Or should I say, a kangaroo and a boomerang. The situation is uniquely challenging, just like navigating the Australian outback. Section 6. A nation's security at stake? This isn't just about some awkward conversations being overheard, this is about national security. Remember, BYD is a Chinese company, and China's government has a bit of a reputation for, shall we say, keeping tabs on its citizens. So, it's not a huge leap to imagine that they might be interested in gathering information from other countries too. Imagine this. What if those cars are collecting data on Australian military bases or government buildings? It sounds like something out of a spy movie, but in the world of international espionage, truth is often stranger than fiction. Section 7. Echoes of espionage, the US weighs in. And guess what? Australia isn't the only country that's worried. The United States, always keen to be at the forefront of, well, everything, has also been voicing its concerns about Chinese tech companies and their potential for espionage. In fact, some US officials have even called for a ban on Chinese electric vehicles altogether. Now, whether or not banning these cars is the right move is a whole other debate. But it does highlight the growing distrust between the West and China, particularly when it comes to technology. It's like that awkward family dinner where everyone's smiling politely, but you just know there's a passive-aggressive war going on under the table. Section 8. To ban or not to ban, a global dilemma. So, what's the solution here? Do we ban all Chinese electric cars? Do we just accept that our privacy is gone and embrace our new robot overlords? Look, it's a complicated issue. On the one hand, we want to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles. It's good for the environment, it reduces our reliance on fossil fuels, and let's be honest, those cars look pretty darn cool. But on the other hand, we can't just turn a blind eye to potential security risks. We need to find a way to balance innovation with security, to ensure that our data is protected without stifling technological progress. It's a delicate dance, like trying to waltz with a wombat. Section 9. The future of electric, can we trust the ride? This whole situation has really thrown a spanner in the works for the electric vehicle industry. People are starting to think twice before buying an electric car, especially if it's made in China. And who can blame them? Trust is earned, and right now, the electric vehicle industry has some serious work to do to earn back our trust. The future of transportation might be electric, but if we want people to get on board, we need to make sure it's a safe ride. We need clear regulations, strict security protocols, and complete transparency from manufacturers. We need to know that our cars are taking us where we want to go and not secretly reporting back to some shadowy government agency. Section 10. Protecting ourselves. What consumers can do. So, what can you do as a consumer? Well, for starters, read the fine print. I know, it's boring and tedious, but those terms and conditions actually matter. Pay attention to what data the car collects and how it's being used. And if you're really concerned, consider investing in a Faraday cage for your car. It's basically a metal box that blocks electromagnetic signals, so your car can't transmit any data. Look, I'm not saying we should all become paranoid hermits, but a little bit of caution never hurt anyone. Stay informed, ask questions, and don't be afraid to demand better from the companies you do business with. Section 11. Driving towards a safer tomorrow, a call for action. This whole BYD situation is a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities we face in our interconnected world. It's a reminder that we're living in a world where our data is more valuable than ever, and every click, every swipe, every interaction is being monitored. There are people out there who will stop at nothing to get their hands on it, exploiting every loophole and vulnerability. But it's also a call to action, a rallying cry for all of us to take a stand. We need to demand better from our governments, from our tech companies, and from ourselves. We must hold them accountable for the protection of our personal information. We need stronger privacy laws, stricter regulations, and more transparency in how our data is used and stored. And we need a global commitment to cybersecurity, a united front to tackle these challenges head-on. We need to work together to create a future where we can enjoy the benefits of technology without sacrificing our fundamental right to privacy. This means educating ourselves and others about the importance of data security. Because at the end of the day, our data is our own. It is a part of our identity, and we must protect it fiercely. And we deserve to be in the driver's seat when it comes to who has access to it. Let's take control of our digital lives